up the menu, give us the brief about your professional experience. If you go to our website, Abhijit, there is a website दिखाइए. If you go to our website, Pakistan Academy of Engineering, my CV is listed there. This is our website, and my colleague would project the CV of the chairman.
हॉस्टल बंद की भी है वो शेयरिंग उनसे बोले एक्टिव कर दीजिए शेयरिंग एक्टिव कर दीजिए
आप सीवी ऊपर लगा दे बस चेयरमैन की. I think the best thing would be that I start your second point in the your own student life. I would start from here.
जी better.
What school did you attend? I attended. I migrated to Pakistan in December 1947 from Delhi. I'm a born Algerian, but I migrated from Delhi because of my Nanial was in Delhi. And we stayed in Lahore for some time. Then I shifted to Karachi in about June or July. And then I was admitted to a school situated in Jacob Lines in barracks, military barracks, which was known as Pakistan Central Government School, a federally managed school. And there were 2-3 schools also at the same time. So I was admitted here, and then you would have noticed, I don't know exactly, that in 1951, a Karachi High School Board was constituted. That was for the first time. Otherwise, Sindh Board used to conduct the examinations. That was the first time. I stood first class first in my high school in 51. That is a record. At the age of 13 and a half years, that is a record. After that, obviously, in 1951, admitted to the DJ Science College for 2 years. It is intermediate science. And then we were admitted to the NAD Engineering College, which was in fact a college situated just beside DJ College. In fact, DJ College board had given a piece of land to the NAD College to get it accommodated and build some of the buildings there. So that was part of the, in fact, initially in 1922, by the name of Prince of Wales College, but it was not realized as far as the name is concerned. Later on, in 1928, the name was changed and it became NAD Engineering College. When partition took place, obviously the board, the college was being managed by a Hindu board. But that later on got changed when Pakistan government came into being, and our college was transferred to the administrative control of Sindh government, Pakistan Works Department. Okay. So it used to be under a subsidiary office of the Works Department of the province of Sindh for a long time. Until when one unit was created, that means the provinces were eliminated and 2 provinces were created, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. So at that time, the college was transferred to the West Pakistan government education department. Sure. It continued for some time in the education department till such time that the one unit was broken and provinces were again created. Sindh government was created in 1970. And as a result, the college was also transferred to the jurisdiction of Sindh government, and it became under the Department of Education in Sindh at that time. Subsequently, a board of management was created for the college, and it continued for some time to be controlled by the board of directors. Then a time came when I would say I give credit to one of the principal who was appointed as principal to NLD College, Mr. Mahmood Alam. He used to be principal of the Lahore Engineering College, but when in 1962, the college was converted to the university. There were two universities created in Pakistan, one at Lahore in 1962 and one at Dhaka. Okay. So after that, Mr. Mahmood Alam was transferred by the governor to the NED college as principal. Now, he was the person who started for the first time thinking of the development and rehabilitation of the college, which was fairly retarded at that time, as far as the quality, scope, and faculty and resources are concerned, fairly retarded. So UNESCO gave assistance in the very beginning, and we created the so-called hostels called MBQs. Okay. MBQs, hostels were created to edify. Our commissioner, Mr. Madli, was very kind to get about 100 acres of land from Karachi University. Karachi University at the time had about 200 acres of land. And Mr. Madli, he got about more than 100 acres of land allocated to the NED Government Engineering College at that time. The lease is still with the Karachi University. The lease is not in the name of the NED College. Then development planning was started, and there was always the compulsion of preparing a so-called PC1. So PC1, the planning commission's form 1 was generated and developed, and the development plan was submitted to the planning commission and to the province. Later on, when Mr. Ilahi Baksh Furumro took up as principal of the college, he was the person who dragged me to the college. When I came back from Germany after PhD in 1960, I used to teach as a visiting teacher since 61. But then later on in 67 and 68, when Eli joined, he wanted me to come back to join as a faculty member at the NED College. I was selected by All Pakistan, West Pakistan Publicist Commission. I was the only person selected for the professorship. I joined in 69. And I was the first person and the only person having a PhD at that time in the NED College. Our teachers had not, they were sent abroad, but they could not avail the benefit of doing PhD, etc. in the University of USA or under the Colombo plan. In fact, my own dear teacher, Dr. Ibrahim, he did his PhD 2 years after me from UK. So that is part of the history, that when I joined as a teacher, obviously I was involved in a lot of development activities at that time for the college. And we prepared a scheme which was approved by the government, and then ultimately World Bank was invited to provide assistance. They approved the project, and the college rehabilitation plan was prepared and approved by the World Bank and funded by the government of Sindh also concurrently. So that was a period when the thinking started that NED had been overlooked. It should be developed ultimately into a university. But that took some time, at least 3 years, In 1976, a movement started that universities should be built up at NAD and at Bahran Engineering College. So both the institutions were promoted to become universities. In 1976, NAD became an additional campus of the Karachi University, and the Vice Chancellor was appointed. And obviously the status of NAD improved. It became part of the university, the additional campus. Then in 1977, March, that was a very good, lucky year that the Assembly of Sindh passed the Act of NAD University of Engineering and Technology. You will be surprised that in the beginning, the entire documentation for the NAD rehabilitation and university did not carry the word NAD at all. It was Government Engineering College, as far as the World Bank was documented. And when the university bill was prepared and put up to the Provincial Assembly, the name was Karachi Engineering University, not NAD. So a movement started. I don't know whether you were at that time in 81, you were not in the NAD college, you would not know. But a movement started at the student level that the name of NAD should be retained. And obviously then thinking was done, and because of historical continuity and affiliation, it was necessary that we should make it. Okay. Then the bill was revised, but then it was asked, NAD cannot be named as NAD University. You have to spell out properly, completely. So the actual name, legal name in the bill is Nadarji Eidulji Dilshah, University of Engineering Technology, not NAD.
अच्छा.
So legally, name is that you should remember.
अच्छा. सर ये तो बिल्कुल ही हमारे लिए एक अजीब, एक नई खबर है कि ये एक्ट के अंदर पूरा नाम लिखा हुआ है.
कहाँ?
ये हमारे लिए तो बिल्कुल नई खबर है कि एक्ट के अंदर पूरा नाम लिखा हुआ है NAD का.
People are not very careful about the law. मैं फंस गया. मैं जब पाकिस्तान एकेडमी हमने स्टडीज की लॉ बनाया, रजिस्टर कराया अंडर द सोसाइटीज एक्ट, अंडर 1860 सोसाइटीज एक्ट. हमारे लेटर हेड में मैं लिखना भूल गया दी वर्ड डी. इट वाज स्पेल्ड आउट इन द law. The name was the Pakistan Academy of Engineering. So a legal question was raised, and we had to apologize that we had not mentioned in our letterhead the name legally required. So it is something very important that whenever you take legal recourse to the university, the correct name should be mentioned. And the correct name is this, what I have mentioned. Dadaji Dilshah, University of Engineering and Technology. Right. So this is very clear. Then 77 obviously was a period when we were housed in the new campus. After 76 we were housed. But it was a rehabilitated development for the college, not university. When I became Vice Chancellor at the university after Dr. A.T. Khan retired, then I started development of the university. And it was for the first time that I got funding for the university development. And it took me about 4 or 5 years to develop some of the facilities which were granted by the government for development. So as you will notice that universities take a lot of time to get developed, both faculty-wise and resource-wise. Buildings are not enough. In fact, what we have to establish themes in the university. I will always for establishing themes, not one-off type of R&D activity. Unfortunately, I could not infuse the spirit of generating themes in the university. I must accept, although I have been trying my best to do that. With the result that our universities have not created a name at the international level. For instance, if I ask why not our universities are getting foreign students, which used to be the so, you would remember that in early days, 5-6 countries used to send their students to any university at that time, although very poor faculty-wise and research-wise. But nowadays, what is the reason that we are not getting foreign students? There are a number of foreign universities which are propagating their resources and trying to attract students to them. We are not doing it. We can't. Why? What is the reason? The reason is this: we have not been able to develop new knowledge in the universities which could have attracted students from abroad. This is one of the reasons. One of the studies that I must mention here that after retirement, I retired in 1999 as Vice Chancellor, and as Professor, I became Professor Emeritus for some time and continued as an advisor to the Vice Chancellor. Then I got retirement in 2010. After that,